Hey, it's Josh, and I just spent an incredible week in and around Puerto Vallarta for Pride. So if you want to see what that was like, I'm going to show you all the craziness right now. So I started off staying at the Casa Magna Marriott Resort, where it had this great open lobby area. My room was awesome. Probably the best part though was the view from the balcony. I mean, imagine waking up to this every day. It was great. From there I met up with the other LGBT media people because it was time to go get some lunch. So we went to Barcelona Tapas, where you climb 3 or 4 sets of stairs, to get to this amazing view and have this awesome food. All these Mexican tapas were just so delicious, including this basil dessert, which is very interesting and different, but good. And then we headed to the main gay area where all these people were. We saw these guys riding mechanical bulls. We got introduced to all these drag queens. The guys who were riding the bulls got sprayed down by the drag queens, and then they took off their shirts and we voted by applause which one we liked the best. This is unlike anything I've ever seen at a Pride event before. It was pretty awesome. Then the drag queens did this obstacle course where they had to do all these different tasks. It was really fun, really different, and there was even a Donald Trump piñata, so you gotta love that. And then we had to head out as the sun set to go on our Vallarta gay bar hopping tour. Starting off at Blondie's for a drink there, then La Alhambra for a drink there, and then we decided to go kitty corner to there to a new place called Mr. Flamingo because it just looked like so much fun, and it was. There were tequila cowboys, making sure we were staying lubricated. Speaking of which, we had to then go to Wet Dreams, which I can't show you because there were some strippers, and from there go to Paco Ranch because we wanted to see the drag show. The next morning, it was time for breakfast in the hotel at their breakfast buffet, where there are, of course, tons of different things to choose from, all yummy. And then off for a boat ride. I love a boat ride. I mean, what is not to love about this on a beautiful sunny day? It's like a moving party with all kinds of great scenery and the breeze, and oh, check that out. Plus, Charlie David was there. He's another Canadian actor. And they even took us to a spot where we could see a stingray, beautiful, and took us to another spot where we could do some snorkeling. So of course I had to get Charlie David to put some sunscreen on my back. Gotta do what you gotta do. And then I guess I kind of washed it off immediately after. Oops. But I went and did some snorkeling. There honestly wasn't that much to see, so we didn't stay for very long. There were also some jellyfish around in that area. So we moved to another section and just went for a swim, which was very refreshing. And then we had lunch back on the boat as we headed back to our starting point. The staff were really fun. They were getting into the dance music, and so were some of the rest of us. It was really fun. Back to the hotel where we had a tequila tasting followed by dinner outside on the grass. So we had this tequila expert. We had the chef there picking herbs right from the garden right beside us. Awesome. And then from there back into town because we wanted to check out the sunset and also check out the Glow Job pool party. Lots of guys in their bathing suits as the sun set, and we had a beautiful view of Puerto Vallarta. And then some of us decided to go back to Mr. Flamingo from the night before because we had just so much fun and we wanted to have so much fun again. The next morning it was back at the breakfast buffet where I had a custom-made omelet. I can still taste it, it was so good. And then back into the van because we were heading to a press conference put on by the organizers of Vallarta Pride, which included people like Supermana, a drag queen, Miriam, who is a famous singer reality star in Mexico. And then we had lunch at the Sapphire Beach Club where we had this delicious fresh food and this amazing beach scenery. And then we did a bit of shopping before checking out the Vallarta Pride Parade. This was a great little parade. So Miriam was the Grand Marshal. Charlie David was on that float too. And we were in sort of a hazardous area because it was like cobblestones and this speed bump. So it made for some pretty funny moments. But the Pride Parade was really fun. You know, it wasn't too crowded. The parade wasn't too long. I think it was like half an hour. And it was very colorful and a great mix of sexy, some serious stuff, and just silliness. So I had a great time checking out the parade. And following that, we went to Café des Artistes for a fancy dinner. If you think you're just gonna get like taco stands in Mexico, you are wrong. There was all kinds of stuff. And here we had great drinks and delicious food. Oh, look at that. I mean, it was so good. And then after Café des Artistes, we headed back out. Oh, yes, we had dessert. Can't forget about dessert. But then we headed back out to Mr. Flamingo because we figured, why not? Third time's the charm. If it's good enough for those guys, it's good enough for us. The next morning, we had brunch at the Villa Mercedes. This chef made us his special grandma's recipe of coffee, gave us great food and mimosas, and then we headed down to Mantaro Beach Club for the closing party, where there was this great area right on the beach and this amazing pool. So of course I had to jump in there, have a drink, soak up some rays. Then we went out onto the beach for a little bit. There was some mechanical bull riding going on. There was a little bit of entertainment, and you could even get in the ocean if you wanted to risk it. And then it was off to our next destination, which was the Hard Rock Hotel in the Riviera, Nayarit. Great lobby that's fully air conditioned. And this was my suite, my room. Very nice. This was the view that I had. I love a great view, and that was awesome. And then they set up this table for us between the pool and the ocean during sunset and spoiled us with all this amazing food. But this is an all-inclusive resort, so when you come here, you can just eat and drink to your heart's content. So we kind of did. That was the breakfast buffet that they had there. A lot more delicious food. We filled up before heading on the road to our next destination. I just enjoyed the view. And then we arrived. We were going on a boat ride with Punta Mita Expeditions. It's a marine safari island excursion. So again, lots of great views. And lots of fun riding on this boat, speeding around, and they gave us a bit of a tour of all these different islands in the area. And eventually we went to a spot where we could get off the boat and go check it out. Now, of course, I couldn't bring my electronics into the water to videotape on the island, but they did give us a few photos from their GoPro. It was really cool. We got to explore around, crawling through these little caves and just checking out all of this island. And then we went back to the boat to do some paddle boarding. And I have to brag a little bit here because everybody had so much trouble with the paddle boarding, and I just took to it like a duck to water. But I know I have to thank my personal trainer Troy because he's been working on my core stability and my balance. Look at that. Thank you, Troy, from T-Squared Personal Training. Then we were back on the boat to head back to the mainland. The crew were really fun, and it was a beautiful breeze on a hot day. And we went to Sayulita. It's like a surfing town, really cute. And then we went to have lunch at Don Pedro's because you can't have enough food on patios at the beach. So some more delicious Mexican food before a quick little stopover at San Pancho to check out the beach there. And then all the way back to our hotel to have some air conditioning and a nap before having, of course, more food. It was time for dinner at Frida Restaurant, where they make guacamole right at the table. This is another one of the restaurants right in the resort itself. It was a great way to have our final dinner. And then the next morning, I got to go to Rock Spa, the Posh Rock Spa, to have a massage. Oh my gosh, so you hear sounds of the ocean, sounds of birds, and it's like real. It's not from a CD. So that was so cool, so relaxing, a great way to finish off the trip. And then just a bit of food, so they've got this little pizzetto where you can get any kind of pizza made and have it by the pool, so I got salmon and cream cheese, because why not? Enjoyed that and soaked up my last few bits of rays around the resort before it was time to head home. And that is my week in and around Puerto Vallarta for Pride. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and come check out Puerto Vallarta if you want some of this. Bye.